I don't want to take anything away from KT. I think they had an amazing game. But I do want to mention this, Tetcher. Eatscook doesn't seem to be on point on his Diablo today. That's the second game in a row in which he made a couple of questionable decisions. We actually see him here on your webcams. And I just don't know what it is. He saved Deckard Cain in that last engage that looked so good. Maybe he's a little bit off on that hero now.
It used to be his best hero.
True.
Like
he used to be a one-trick.
Exactly. Now he's really, really struggling. Everyone seems to have re-figured out Diablo. Spinny circle. I don't know if you got it too.
No, I didn't have any.
Okay, what are you on again? So I can pulse down to you.
I think it was close to 7. I'm sitting... No, 5-8.
Oh, wow, okay.
You can get all the way down there.
I will certainly try.
Okay. So Towers of Doom. That, on the other hand, could be a good Diablo map. It's probably one of his best maps.
5-9. Perfect. Cool. So we see Abathur being locked in as the ban by the A-team.
Honestly, Tetcher, do you think KT has to ban the Illidan when Abathur is already taken away? Do you think Illidan without Abathur is strong enough on this map to basically pose a threat?
Yes, I think so. I think Illidan can be run in several compositions where he can gain some pretty solid value. I think the A-team are probably the masters of exactly that. So, yeah, I think banning the Illidan is still a reasonable strategy.
And it has served them quite well, right? They were able to get 2 wins in there. They always banned Illidan because Illidan sometimes seems to be that, that game-deciding factor that all he needs is one good team fight. All he needs is one good moment to shine, and he can single-handedly carry. He's one of the few heroes who can actually still do that. But then you have an Alarak, who, too, is one of those few heroes who can single-handedly carry.
Deckard, Diablo, for the A-team, Illidan, potentially. Alex Straza's been prioritized super high. Where do you go for this?
Nice.
The A-team, you pick up the Deckard. Thank you. Last time they didn't. Last time they suffered, but that's now a KT Diablo.
It could be a timeless Diablo. He's played it before against Team Nut on this very map.
Yeah.
But I agree with that Deckard pick. I think Deckard is just too powerful, not only to deny the Sergeant Hammer value, or maybe even allow your own team to play Sergeant Hammer so well, but he also counters Alex Straza, which is another high priority support in this series.
There's the URL, solo lane control coming in here. KT just waiting for their support. Very sensible, I feel. The A-team. Sergeant Hammer can gain pretty good value on this map, just due to bot lane control, and with Deckard, that is the best combo of Sergeant Hammer, of course. Otherwise, preferences, the Illidan is available. They're going to steal away the Garrosh. So what Timeless has used twice in a row now to shut down the Diablo of the A-team.
So we see those two baddies face each other again. Diablo and Garrosh, the eternal rivalry of the two Nexomania champions.
That's true. I forgot they both had Nexomania skins.
We had the Jefe Garrosh, and what was the Diablo one called?
I don't know what it's called.
It had a Spanish name.
It would just be El Diabolo.
I think it was Camucho? I think it was the Camucho. I don't know, though. Something along those lines.
I mean, it's basically the only one I use.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I use the yellow mask with a Dignitas spray. Like to RP, I'm Lucha JPL.
Man, now that Nexomania is gone, I think many people are only starting to realize how amazing of an event that was. In terms of, the skins, the presentation. It was so good.
It was very fun. Getting such a cool announcer, that was pretty dope.
Oh, I still use it on all of my most played heroes, like El Guapo. I'm using it on my Nazeebo, my Thrall. It's so good.
I use it on I use it like when I'm matching with a Nexomania skin, so on my ETC and my Diablo and my Garrosh, yeah.
What's your do you have any on top of your head any favorite El Guapo voice line?
I wouldn't trust myself to try and hit them because I do not speak Spanish.
I think I actually picked up a little bit of Spanish just from listening to this. For example, the MVP, Máxima Figura.
Fair enough.
Sounded pretty cool. Yep.
I learn. So, the A-team. What do you have for us? With Hammer stolen away from them. Falstad and Leoric. Picking up a global here. A risky global as well. Falstad is not the safest hero into a Diablo.
The A-team's HGC Pro Division line is life is basically on the line right now, and they bank all of their hopes onto Falstead, who's been a shaky hero to say the least.
Okay, I can actually quote that line. That's fair. Thank you,
The talento?
Talento! 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 A classic.
Oh, I recently found out that it was actually like a real Lucha Libre commentator who spoke those lines, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. More of that. Can we have more of that?
I mean, we're still waiting for a Kevin announcer, you know?
Yeah, general caster announcers,
Yeah.
like more celebrity announcers. More of those. Like if you repackage them as like heroes characters, or like Blizzard characters. But we need the newscaster from StarCraft.
Oh, that could be a good one indeed. Yes. I mean, we do have Athena from Overwatch, so that could certainly go in that direction.
That could be good. Oh man, so many good options. There's so much potential now that announcer is like a selectable thing. I'm so hyped.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's not get distracted too much though, because this is an important game for both teams. KT with match point to catapult themselves out of the Crucible range. And the A team on the flip side, man, every team fight matters right now. If they lose this one, they're gone. Potentially gone, I should say.
Donny Vermillion, that's the one. But like you said, the A-team, they've got to be able to pull off 2 wins in a row. They can't give KT anything right now. But they have decided to bring us the false stat. First time in a while we've seen it, but globals on this map always are a little bit more valued. Is it going to be the right choice, or is it too vulnerable to this high CC comp of KT? Let's find out, as on the left-hand side, it is the A-team. And they... running with them is LK, Olele, Bruiser, Stugos, and Yitzcook.
Facing them for potentially the last time is Kudos top with TWT, Kiaru, Lotus, Timeless, and Bad. And boy, oh boy, is that a scary composition. If I look at KT's draft right now, I can't spot any weaknesses. They have top-tier heroes on every single role. Tyrande is there in her final good form. Diablo, ever so solid. Irel, arguably the best solo laner we have in the game right now. And then for the damage-wise, they also have a nice variation of damage types. They have ability damage coming in from Jaina, and physical damage for the most part from Sergeant Hammer. And facing all that is a shaky Falstad. Of course, the global has value in Towers of Doom, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But damage performance-wise, I'm not sure if Falstad is going to be able to catch up or keep up. And then Leoric, we've also seen him do pretty poorly earlier today.
Gotta be honest, I'm quite surprised that we don't see Falstad switching up the build. Good Wraithwalk, nicely done. They still get the damage on him, but nowhere near a kill. But Seasoned Marksman is obviously great. It's fantastic ability. But I think I would have preferred going for...
like a hammering build?
The hammering build might have been nice, but I was thinking more wingman, just go all in for mercs, and then being able to track someone like the Yarel might be good. You can still pick Giant Killer with it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd like it or not, but double auto attack damage, I guess there's no physical armor except for Jaina.
Yeah.
It's not the worst in the world. I guess I like variety.
There are also not really blinds available or anything to stop the value from it. Yeah. And maybe later on with that Giant Killer, he might get some additional value onto Timeless. Speaking of Timeless, he is saying no to Yitzcook. He's not letting him inside. And that Mercenary camp has been taken by KT pretty nicely.
No, Lele ate a lot of damage from a flanking hammer. So nice little play there. And as such, they were able to keep control.
Oh, look at the follow-up burst damage onto the poor Birdman. He's not tanky. He is not feeling so good right now after the toss into Lunar Flare, into burst damage. Beautiful takedown by the A-team, and all of a sudden, they're going to have to send reinforcements up into that lane. The combo almost connected here. TWT with that Lunar Blaze at level 4 is now going to have an easier time, but he needs to keep Lotus alive. 25 armor, is it going to be enough? No, it's not.
Down goes Lotus. And with that, by the way, Timeless going once again for another charge. This is going to be yet another Malevolence build. He seems to really like this. But with that cheeky kill, the kill count evens up as a 1-for-1, unless they can do something to Yitzcook, Quick toss onto Timeless. Once again, Scroll of Sealing landing perfectly here, but the damage output not high enough as of yet, but more stacks for Olele, who's gone for doubles.
Oh, turn around, baby!
Survive? No, and Timeless stays alive thanks to his healing from Tyrande and from his own level 1 Feast on Fear.
That was amazing with the Feast on Fear, and Tyrande, as long as she keeps shooting those pew-pew arrows at enemy targets, she is going to be able to keep up the healing. And Garrosh, he got a little too greedy. Timeless schooling Eatscook and showing him how it's done properly.
And with that, KT able to make yet another play. They're going to get the double in exchange for the A-team singlers. That was a bad time to die for Garrosh. And with that, KT slight lead in terms of XP, slight lead in terms of kills. Nah, still same amount of kills there. But yeah, we are seeing core health and XP ever so slightly ahead for KT.
And it's only because of Decker Kane. Stugos on the Decker Kane. There we go. Used to be named Stukov, by the way, so that's got me all confused. Glad he chose a new nickname, though. And only Decker Kane, I think, could have kept Raynor alive here because he has shields and he has a low cooldown healing. Other supports, let's say Rhaegar or let's say an Alex Strasser, they would have had longer cooldowns on their heals, and that probably would have not been enough to keep that target safe and sound. So, nice engagement, nice combo by KT. They can definitely execute it, but also good saving by the A-team. And this time around, though, I think it's not going to be enough to save the Raynor. Diablo too massive, too big. Couldn't get past it. And spinning circle.
Yep, same. Okay.
Oh, no. I'm actually going to drop a message right now because I really hope that's not going to happen every single game right now.
Quite. Agreed. I am mobile again. No, I'm not.
Yeah, okay. So Chinese production has been informed. Normally they're pretty apt and really fast at fixing those. Pretty sure the peons are already marching, going to work, and trying to get it back online. But yeah, I think we can actually treat this like a small break and just talk about what happened in this game. Up to this point, I think the combos by KT have been on point. The question is, can they maintain all that momentum, right? Because eventually, with more tanking tools, more support tools being available, it's not going to be all that easy anymore to find those kills.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that kill appears to have happened. I think Bruiser just died. Not entirely sure. Also, I don't know what time we're on, obviously, because
yeah, I think we're horribly out of sync. And
no, oh my. Oh, that's not a good look.
Looks like a little bit of action is happening, but yeah, unfortunately for us guys and you guys out there as well, you can see it right there, right? The clean feed is not looking pretty. It's almost impossible to tell you what's going on. We just have good audio, but poor video.
I can see one thing that's happened, and that is secret weapon was picked up by the Volstad here, so haven't seen that in a while.
All right. Looks like Timeless, from the looks of it, also tries to reinitiate. Olele in trouble, and we witness a kill.
Hooray! We saw something, and a second kill.
We're not blind anymore. What is your delay? What is your latency?
Checking now.
Oh my goodness, mine is so high.
25.89.
23. Let's actually refresh and get back to normal. 5.3. Hopefully that's 5.6. 7.
6.3.
You know what?
Still half a second. I'll come to you.
Okay, if you can actually get down.
I'll try.
Move it all around.
I get down to get up again. What were you on?
5.7. I can probably get a little higher too, though.
That would be nice. I seem to be stuck on about 6.3, 6.4-ish.
Uh-oh. I don't want to see a 4 in here now. Internet, please, don't be so fast. I never thought I would say these words.
You have a little bit of time. It's very calm right now.
Not a whole lot is happening right now, I guess. Both teams just took a little bit of damage. 6.1.
That'll do. That's
nice.
0.2 of a second.
Boom.
So
got it.
That will do it nicely. That's now then. Yitzcook hovers around, waiting to see if Timeless will overstep. As right now, KT, they have an 8 health core lead and are looking for more. But a surprise flank by Bruiser begins to put some pressure. Lotus re-sieges though. Hammer making the most of that extra range on the secret weapon there, you can see.
Yrel is going in, 35 armor onto Diablo. That's exactly what you want to be doing. Doesn't protect him, though, against that damage coming in from Leoric. Garrosh is in a whole world of pain and trouble himself, though.
Lotus boosts away. LK's been putting a lot of pressure onto him. Moving in once again. Doesn't have the hammering. Now he does. And with that 60% bonus damage, he's able to pick up the kill, but at the cost of his own life. A 1-for-1. Yitzcook dropping low. Bruiser with the Drain Hope kills off Jada with both assassins down. Do KT have the damage to break through the line of the A-team? If they can kill off Olele, maybe they do, but they can't. Good micro by the Reyna. They turn around. They look for yet another kill, but it's Yrel. She's too tanky.
Yrel being a real comrade in action there, actually intercepting the Drain Hope that was aimed for Diablo. Super cool move, but yeah, with the assassins dying so early on with the DPS gone, KT could no longer, sustain that fight through. So it's only one loss they take for now. Only 4 shots. They're still ahead. So a little bit of recklessness, I might want to say, here coming in from Sergeant Hammer as well. It's not like they can dominate fights just like that. They still have to respect the power of a Hinterlands Blast, Falstad, by the way, and Decker Kane.
That could be some pretty decent burst if they get the lockdown, which of course is what the Stairwell and Listen is going to very much assist with. They've got 2 great lockdown abilities with that and the Warlord's Challenge. So this could work out well, especially as Tyranda's heroic, her big heal basically.
Raynor
is a heal over time. Raynor is in danger but pulls back.
Danger, danger, high voltage indeed. Needs to get away to safety immediately. Bat was thinking about a flank. He was actually invisible because of that Shadow Stalk. Looks like the lockdown onto Eatscook is good. The stun connects and the damage is good. The tank says goodbye for the A-team. But they had to invest a lot of resources in order to get that kill, Tetcher.
Yes, they did. And as such, KT continued to creep forward. They've used their resources, but having that burst advantage is all they really need. With only 2 people down here, because Falstad is committed to soaking the mid lane for the moment.
All right. Looks like that is going to be a dead bell tower. I don't think they can save it. They're using the Hyperion, though, but I think it is to no good here. The armor and the Unstoppable is tanking through that storm. Oh, my goodness. Get deleted, Mr. Falstad.
This is the issue with Falstad. He is not that tanky, and he likes to flank, which makes him very vulnerable to people like a Diablo.
That's going to be 5 shots here because of that bell tower they had just captured. And now you need to be aware of that flank. That is going to happen. Yep, Timeless. Won't ask twice about it. That combo is just insane. Even against a Garrosh, it's so much damage. Look at that machine gun Jaina, by the way. Dropping those storm bolts like they're hot.
And using those icy veins to get that CDR as they move in, looking for Olele. DFG from downtown, so close to the kill. Jaina pops the ice block as well as Falstad looks for the counter kill. Neither team loses a member.
Yeah, that was an amazing combo attempt here. The BFG just off by a few inches. Almost looked like a dragon's arrow there from Hanzo. Looking good so far. I think this is a really comfortable position, right? Mercenaries are coming in. Escort the VIPs to the best of your abilities. Lotus actually dodging the Warbringer as well. Bruiser with a flanking attempt on Leoric. How far is he going to get, though? Looks like he just wants to keep the opponents at bay.
Holding the line for the moment. One Sapper finally finished off. That's all of them. None of them make it in this time. So Lele continues to ping in damage. More stacks, please. As he is just trying to put pressure on Lotus. Oh, lovely knockback using that level. Actually, no, he didn't take the upgrade. That's just normal.
Yeah, it looked like he had the additional range, didn't it? Yeah. That was pretty cool to see.
Must have just caught him right on the edge.
Yeah, all right. More VIPs coming through. More mercenaries to potentially deal additional damage onto the core of the A-team. And 2 altars already. So I think KT is probably going to disengage. They're probably going to be like, hey, you know what? Those mercenaries are going to keep you occupied and distracted. It's time to group up and maybe, find a lonely bird in the top lane. Falstad needs to be aware of this. I don't think he is. Is he? Mercenaries made it through in the bottom. I think I heard a cheeky giggle.
Yeah, they had 19 health before and 1 less now. Oh my god, that's so many shots. Flying into the core of the A-team. Dropping them down to 8-10 shots hitting the core. But they do trade out the rest, so it is now 25-8 in favor of KT.
And there's still a Terran standoff in the bottom. Look at that. Sergeant Hammer against Raynor. And I'm not sure if the A-team is suspecting this boss attempt with Sergeant Hammer showing herself in the bottom. Are they actually committing to this? It's the 3 versus 4. And that is an easy boss for KT.
And an easy Ardent Defender to block the damage of the Hinterland Blast as well. One of the first times we've even seen that ability get used all game. Bad, a little bit of trouble. Gets the Ice Block out though, but Falsa from the other side picks up the kill. Falsa's flank this time is kind of wrecking them, and finally we see the A-team able to take a fight at a 2-for-1.
2-for-1. The boss did go over to KT though, so they're now in lethal range there. 4 health left. That means 1 bell tower is enough. 1 additional boss will be enough in the future as well. Of course, it was just taken down, so the A-team doesn't immediately have to worry about it. Oh, just Tyrande plus Diablo. Is that going to be enough for LK to survive? Didn't get the overpower through Timeless this time.
No attempt this time. Yeezcook, quick knockback by Lotus.
They still hold it. They still defend that bell tower. It's so important. Oh, this bell tower is now even more important. Look at that, Tetra. 2 altars, and only the bottom one needs to go through, which is currently the best location to defend.
Lotus, just quick stutter step, immediate boosts away the second they see Bruiser's ghost sneaking in from behind. Timeless. Just going to quickly drop the CC, gives this rest of his team a chance to back up. But this will allow the bell tower to be picked up by the A-team. LK took a lot of damage for it, but he is alive.
Still lethal, though. Either of those altars will be enough. Diablo just needs to buy time for Tyrande. I think he made it.
Yeah, that's it. They all moved in time. That's GG. And KT move on to the next round, sending the A-team to the Crucible.
Tetcher, we labeled KT an unstable team, a momentum-based team. And after getting absolutely dismantled and dominated in game number 1, they did quite the opposite of what we would expect them to do. They rallied, they gathered, and they held, and are now advancing off to the next game against RPG, who are already lurking in the shadows.
Well played there. RPG is going to be RPG versus KT is going to be our last series of the day. And then before we go jumping into the analysis of that last game of the series, let's quickly talk about what we will have tomorrow. Like we said, the next series is our last series of the day, which is RPG versus KT. Winner of that moves on to the next round, where they will be playing against Challenge. And Challenge, and then the winner of that versus Super Perfect Team will be our games tomorrow, which will be starting 1 hour later or half an hour later.
I think it's actually going to be more than that. It might even be 2 hours. I'm going to double check the schedule.
2 hours? Like it was. I thought it was 10 your time.
No, it was 11 my time, so 10 your time.
Oh, so yeah, it might be 2 hours later then.
And it makes sense, right? Because normally a best of 5 takes between 2 and 2.5 hours. So I'm going to double check it real quick.
I will also have a look. See which one of us finds it first. But either way, we are starting later, so all of you who do tune in early, which we are very grateful and love to have you, you will also get a lion, as will we. 10 British summer time, so 11 your time. And that will be the start time for Tuesday and Wednesday.
Great. So 11...
Oh, no. Wait. Oh, wait. No, I'm being dumb. Never mind. Yes, I'm right.
11 a.m. CEST for all our Central European friends out there. GMT, I think, is your time zone. So that's 10 a.m.
BST
GMT.
Currently. We're in
BST.
summer, so it's British summertime.
British summertime. Nice. Yeah. And for NA friends, I think that makes... Do you still have the document up?
Yes. Or I have the times up anyway.
Makes... 2...
I mean, it tells me exactly how long away it is, if you wish.
2 a.m. in the morning for Pacific time.
Yeah. AK in 21 hours and 35 minutes, our first game tomorrow will start.
There we go. And it's definitely worth staying up late, in my opinion, because the games, usually, if everything goes according to plan, the games should improve in terms of quality, in terms of, you know, heated moments, back and forth action. Already, I'm very happy with the games we've received today, don't get me wrong. But, you know, the specialities, the Chinese specialities, they're definitely going to come in tomorrow with CE showing up, SPT showing up, and then, of course, on the last day, we're going to find out if SPT, CE, or any of the other teams can punch through the one, break the gate down, and secure their spot to BlizzCon next to BTG.
I mean, maybe it can be KT. KT
knows?
seems to be
Yep.
taking up the mantle of our bottom 2 team making it into top 3 strategies we've been going for. Can they continue it, though? So far, both teams that have done it, RPG and the A-Team, neither one actually qualified for both BlizzCon or Eastern Clash, which were the previous... Mid-Season Brawl and Eastern Clash, which were the previous times we saw that big reverse run. KT, can they do what those 2 teams could not? In order to do so, they have to beat the last team who got close, and that is RPG. That's our next series. But in that last game, once again, we see the fact that I'm starting to think that Timeless just understands Diablo so well that you just can't play it against him.
You know what I also, like, I'm so glad you mentioned Timeless right now, Tetcher, because there's one thought that kept coming to my mind, and that was Timeless, probably with his history of Europe, him playing there, he probably still has a lot of ties and connections to that region. And I think that maybe makes him a lot more open-minded and adaptive when it comes to, learning new strats or having an influence there. And you can really see that KT is drafting very non-Chinese, They're taking Tyrande immediately. They're playing her really, really well. They probably practiced it way earlier than all the other teams. So I can really see Timeless maybe having this influx of Europe, Korea, other regions, having, being a big advantage for the team as a whole.
I mean, I've told this story before, and this isn't one of the issues. When I got to speak to Timeless at the Eastern Clash, as he was subbing for Team CE there, I was able to ask him, when he came over from Europe, was he able to bring it into the European meta? And his answer was, yes, I absolutely try, but Chinese players in Hero League, etc., are very stubborn, where he tried to bring the E-build Abatha over there, where it was a massive shield build, and people would BM him in the Hero League games because he wasn't playing the standard build, which was the Spike Burst build back then. Even though the E build was now standard everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, and I still know, personally, I know that some European pros, like Schwimpy, for example, they're always very eager to know how Timeless is doing. We've actually seen Schwimpy several times here in the chat when HGC channel was live, when is Timeless playing and stuff like that. So I can definitely see, these relationships, although the distance might be pretty large now, still, maintained. I can totally see Timeless asking his European friends, hey, how are you guys playing this? How would you guys play this and that? So KT is super cool to see them do well, and they really deserved to stay in the Pro League, in my opinion, because this is such a team with high ambitions and much potential. So only the sky's the limit for them right now, quite literally. They can go all the way up as high as they want to, as long as they keep winning.